am here with the amazing, incredible, and timeless R&B soul artist, Jay Buck. What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? You doing all right?
I'm great. Thank you for joining us today. How are you
I'm
doing?
doing great. Thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah,
We're in
yeah.
this awesome purple room. You know, we
Yes.
have to do
Yes.
a little tribute to Prince. May he rest in peace.
Most definitely. We gotta have the purple rain on the walls. Gotta have it.
Absolutely. So, look, let's go right into it. So,
Okay.
you just released a new single entitled Love Me Back.
Yes, yes, yes.
I had the pleasure of listening to this track, and it's hot. It's hot.
Appreciate that.
So
Yeah.
tell everybody, like, what kind of inspired you? What's the meaning behind the song?
Well, the meaning behind the song is I mean, it's just love me back. It's just a fun way of telling somebody how you feel. Like a lot of times we try to act like, okay, well, if they don't want me, that's just on them. That's their loss, whatever the case ever may be. But at the end of the day, like, you know, if you really like that person, you want them to love you back. Like that's what you want. And so it's basically me singing about that, but making light of it. That's why the song has like an up-tempo beat to it. But if you really listen to the lyrics, it could easily be a sad love song, but it's not, you know.
What are some other topics that you really like to write about?
Well, with my artistry, I just write all the time. Like that's all I ever wanted to do. I feel like writing is more so my gift than even music is. The different topics I write about, not only just love, but about social injustice and things that I see that go on in the world that just bother me and bother my spirit. When you look out and you see there's kids in Africa who are dying of starvation and dying because they don't have clean water.
Yeah.
And those are the type of topics that I write about outside of love. Everything is about love and has love in it because that's the space from which I write, because that's all I know how to do. There's a quote that says, that which is done in love is done well. And that's how I approach writing. And so whether it be about love, relationships, whether it be about family, whether it be about friendship, whether it be about what's going on in the world, politics. I got songs about money, you know what I'm saying? Why we thirst after money the way that we do, why we feel that we need as much money as we think that we need because of perception or because of pressure coming from different people. I make songs about life, like real life things that people go through, especially in our age group. You know, when you talk about people in that 21 to 35 bracket to where you feel like you gotta have everything put together, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, just because of what society says you have to have. And so I like to tackle those issues in my music and just express how I feel about it.
So let's dig a little deeper into that, because you just basically mentioned an age demographic, so of 21 to kind of 35 age range. So do you think that that is your audience, or who you really think your music appeals to, or who your fan base is?
I think my music's for everybody. It could be, you know, 0 to 190. I think that everybody can relate to it. One of the coolest things is, you know, I got a lot of friends who will let their kids listen to my music. And so like when I go see them, their kids are like singing my songs. But then you go into the kitchen and their grandma cooking and she's saying, boy, I love that God is good. You see what I'm saying? So it's a thing to where it's not necessarily purposely that I do that, to where I make it to where everybody can be comfortable with what I'm putting out. It's just a certain vibe that it's just relatable to people on all levels.
Now, you mentioned grandma's cooking, and the first thing that kind of resonated in my mind was that sweet potato
Yeah.
pie. I love that song. In my
Thank
granny's house, bumping Jackson 5.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, while grandma was whipping them there, she wasn't whipping them no sweet potato pie. It was more like sweet potato casserole.
Come on, casserole.
But grandma's sweet potato casserole is really good now. But that is a great song. It's a great song. But
Appreciate it.
I guess what I really want to know, and I think what everybody would really like to know, is as a songwriter, it is so difficult, I guess, for some people, or maybe it comes a little easier to you, to try to get in a certain space. So what kind of space do you have to be in, like creativity wise, or do you have to be in a certain state of vulnerability to be able to write and then write as much as you do?
I'm at a point now where I don't have to prove to myself that I know how to write. I know that I know how to write. And so for me now, it's about going deeper. So I'm really heavy on meditation. I'm really heavy on my spirituality. And so at this point, if it's not divinely given to me, I tend to not even really take it seriously. So the songs that you hear that I'm putting out are songs that were really gifts to me from the divine. And so it's a thing where I may wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sweating and just hear something in my head, and I have to write it down, because if I don't, it will haunt me until I write it down. And so that's really my process, making sure that my spiritual connection is right so that my music will follow. And
Okay.
so,
Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be back. And we're back. What you just heard on that little commercial was Love Me Back by J Buck. You can find it on Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Google.
yeah.
Where else? Everywhere.
Audio Mac.
Audio Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you guys go and download it. It is out now. So let's get back into this interview. When did you first start writing music?
I first started writing, I was about 15 years old. Ran into one of my homeboys, shout out to Rashad, and we used to link up and we used to sing together in the concert choir and stuff like that in high school. And one day we was kicking it and he was like showing me all these songs that he had written, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even know, that regular people, wrote songs and stuff. I was like, I thought it was just, some big mansion or something where people just get together and do stuff like that. But he was like, no, man, like you should try to write your own songs. I think you could do it. And so I sat down one day and picked up a pen and just started writing. And next thing I know, it was so.
So what's your favorite song that you've ever written?
The one that I haven't written yet.
Okay, that was a great answer. But if we could just, to date, the one that you have written, out of all the songs that you've written, what would you consider to be your favorite song? And can you give us a little sample of the song? Just a little taste.
Of the ones that I've written, I think probably my favorite this week is Where I Am.
This week.
Yeah, just this week.
Okay.
But Where I Am, which is gonna be on the new album, Love Matters. Yeah, that one is one that I really like because it came from a conversation that I was having with my mom, and she sent me a text and was like, "This ain't where I want to be, but it's where I am." And it was in regards to something that was going on, within our family at the time, and so I just took that and ran with it, And so the song kind of starts off. It goes like, "I woke up this morning and realized it wasn't a bad dream. But I woke up this morning, so life ain't as bad as it seems. And this ain't where I wanna be, but it's where I am." So yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're about to have everybody trying to download and find this song. It is not even out yet.
It's not out yet.
So I guess we're gonna have to wait. So let's talk about your album because you mentioned
can't even
it
bootleg it.
before. You can't bootleg it. You mentioned it, and you were reading my mind. Let's talk about Love Matters.
Yes.
I want to know the concept behind the album.
Yes.
When can we expect the album to come out?
Yes.
So I'm gonna just let you handle that.
Okay. Love Matters is a concept album. It's basically just a journey through love, the different levels of it. Agape, the way we love God. Uh, Philia, the way we love each other. And then Eros, which is the way that we love through romance. And so with this album, I wanted to, the album in itself and through my expression of what I go through with love, to define it holistically. So the purpose of the album is to define the word, because I feel like a lot of people use it loosely and a lot of people, you know, they throw it out there and then they feel like they can take it back just because of the relationship dynamics that might change. But for me, there's a difference between love and relationships. And so that's what I kind of want to tackle on this album, that love is an energy that can neither be created nor destroyed. It's just there. You know what I'm saying? So if I got love for you, that'll always be the case. Even if I fall out with somebody, that don't mean that I stop loving that person.
And I think it's so interesting because your definition of love that you just gave is a lot like when you think about science, right? The definition of matter.
Yeah.
And so I was over here like, love matters, matter. I get it, can't be destroyed. I was like, okay, this mind is blown. Don't mind
Yeah.
me, my mind is blown. I took it a lot deeper than
Yeah.
most people would have probably taken it. But I think that's the great thing about music is that it's up
Right.
for interpretation, and it's your music, especially the way you just described what we can expect on your album, is so relatable, and it's touching on so many subjects that I think people, especially in our age group, being in the mid-20s, I think it's crucial that we are in a period of our lives where we have to, one, find out who we are,
Right.
find out who we want to be.
Right.
And that's why when you were singing your song Where I Am Now, it just resonated so deeply, because I think that's what we do. We often reflect or reminisce about what was, what is to come, or what's now.
Right.
So I think that if that's something that you're really elaborating on, or that you feel, I think that's great that you're sharing that with us. Being an indie artist right now, I know it gives you a lot of freedom. Are you looking to maybe get signed with the indie label? Do you want to remain independent, or would you consider being signed to a major label anytime soon?
Well, now you're talking about the business. As an artist, my preference is always artistic freedom. As a businessman, my preference is always financial freedom. And so where those two things are married is where I'm most happy. But if there is a situation where I can have both those things, but partner with a label or partner with a production company, whatever the case may be, or whatever type of publishing type of situation that, or distribution type of situation that I can have, our options are on the table. So I would never want to say, you know, just no to anything, because anything is possible. It's just about being in the right situation, because I don't want anything on the business to affect how I make the music. And so I want to keep those things. It's a marriage, but it's a marriage that works best when we're not sleeping in the same bed together.
If you could think of anything right now, and I like to ask all artists this question, especially independent artists, if there was one thing right now that you think could take you to the next level in your career, what do you think that would be?
Um, for me, I think it's just distribution. Being able to have my music in those different markets, which digitally it is. But you don't walk up in Seattle and see a poster of J Buck just on randomly on a tree or something, or a billboard of my face like on, on Times Square or something like that. Like, that's just not something that's happening right now. So that exposure would be great. Distribution would be great, to have me in stores or even in just Starbucks or Target or whatever the case may be. Like, all of that would be cool. But at the same time, I'm good where I'm at, to be honest with you. My music reaches a lot of different places. I think for me, it's just about going out there and tapping into those different markets with my live performance and using that to gain new fans. And so that's something that we're looking to get into for the remainder of this year, and then going forward is just taking the show on the road and just getting out there and doing the work and grinding. So, yeah.
Okay, so who is somebody that you would really like to work with? right now that you would love to feature, have featured on a song with you, or even be featured with them on a song?
Um, Major artists or like
Anybody,
just
doesn't
anybody?
matter. Anybody.
Um, that's a good question because there's a lot of artists that I really enjoy. I really enjoy listening to. I like Liana Lahavis. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I really like her stuff. I
Yeah,
really
she
like,
did NPR. You saw her Tiny Desk
yeah, the
concert?
Tiny Desk concert,
Yeah.
which I watch like every day.
Hopefully you catch this so you
Yeah,
can meet one of
Tiny
your fans.
Desk, come holler at your boy. You know, Leon Bridges, who has a song called River that I listen to every day. He's really dope. There's an artist out of Nashville. Well, really, she's from Detroit, but she's based in Nashville. Charity Ward,
Yeah.
who I
She's
think,
great.
yeah, I think she is amazing, and I hope that she sees this because I really want to work with her.
Charity?
Yeah,
Watch this video.
because one of my close friends, Deron Payne, he went to college with her, and he was the first person to kind of hit me on until he showed me some videos, and I liked it back then. That was like in 2009, 2010, you know what I'm saying? So I've been following her closely, and so there's a lot of different songwriters and producers and people that I would like to get in the studio with. But everything that I record, I always have Cody Little as my executive producer, and that's not something that I would like to change.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you on your. Do you have a website or your social media?
Yes.
You know, do the little plug. Do the plug thing.
Plug it on out.
Yeah.
Yeah, come check me out. Basically, you go to my website, you can find everything there, www.jbuckmusic.com. You get connected to my Instagram, my Facebook page. You can find the albums there, all of that type of stuff. Where I'm performing next, you can keep up with me there. So check me out. Visit my website, please.
Well, J Book, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. And we are out. Let's go grab some coffee.
Let's do
thirsty.
it.
I just want you to love me back. And I just need you to have my back. Oh, and I wanna build a house for you. There's so many things that we could do. You're the kind of woman that makes a man wanna change.